Hello everyone, it's Nathan from Nathan's MRE, and today we're going to be reviewing the Lithuanian Ration NR8, and this particular one is the stewed chicken with rice porridge. Okay, so before we open it up here, we can tell a couple things about the label. First of all is the date, and the date on this one is 8/30/2017, so August 30th 2017 is the expiration date. So this one's still well within reason of a good for sure. These Lithuanian ones, I haven't had one of these before. I've watched a few reviews on them. They seem to not be too great, but also by no means the worst. So with no further hesitation, let's go ahead and get her opened up. So on these, they have a tear in the top, and you just go ahead and rip it open. Actually, I think before we do that, instead of doing that, we're going to go ahead and, instead of just throwing the bag, take a razor knife. We'll go ahead and make sure everything's down. We're just going to slice along the back. We don't rip our bag up. We're going to go ahead and remove the contents. Just like that's all of it. And at this point in time, take this over here. We have what looks to be this, actually the accessory pack. This is the accessory pack. So this pack here looks to have the fuel tabs and matches, a zip tie, which is interesting. That's a citrus drink, or what exactly that is. We'll have to get it out of the bag and see in the spoon. Next off, we're back to these crackers. And the Polish Ration in the last video had the same crackers. Biscuits, you might say. I don't particularly care for these, but I'm sure if you're starving to death out in the field, it's a welcome sight. Next we have some hazelnuts, and everything still looks really good, which it should be. It's within date. And then we have our accessory pack. Looks to be chocolate, honey, and some other different stuff. We'll unpack that here in a second. We'll go ahead and, well, this is our little heater, our stove, you might say. And this little guy, and I've seen a couple different people fold these different ways. I heard a lot of people fold them all up in a cup all together, but some people fold them down like that and then up on the sides like that, and then it gives you a little bit of a stand for it to set up on, and then you put your stuff on top of there. So let's go ahead and set this off to the side for right now. Let's open up the main entree, and I don't see any dates yet on any of this stuff. I don't see dates on anything yet. So let's go ahead and get this entree opened up. It also has a flameless heater with instructions, and this looks a little bit smaller than the Polish Ration from yesterday. Throw that off to the side, and see, this actually has a date on it anywhere. It has a phone number on it, which is kind of funny. And then yeah, so 10/28 in 2017, and you definitely feel chunks of stuff in there. So let's go ahead and open up the accessory packs and review everything here. Okay, so we're gonna go and start off with this pack here. Go ahead and get her opened up. That off to the side. First of all, we have, it looks to be honey. It is honey. Let's set him off there. And we have what is essentially a chocolate bar. It's like 2 chocolate bars. It's called Ruda. That's how you pronounce that. We have instant coffee. This is the orange drink, orange citrus, and of course a pack of sugar. Then it has a list inside there. It tells what's supposed to be in there. So let's go ahead and get everything in the picture here, just to remind you guys what we got. Crackers, and then our last little accessory pack here. It's kind of funny that they have the fuel tabs in the same bag with a spoon. Kind of smells like fuel, maybe a little bit. I don't know, possibly not. It's hard to tell from the petroleum in the bag. I'll go ahead and pull this apart. What's a little bit peculiar about this ration is there's no canned products in here. This is for a canned product, which I guess you could heat your coffee up. You have a metal coffee cup, or possibly boil some water for your main ration if you don't want to use the heater pack over here. So, at any rate, it's a little misconceiving. It's called Citro. This is actually a towelette, a moist towelette. You know, you would think it would be a drink, but it's not. It could be possibly a lemon scented pledge, if you might say. Then we have our little matches. These are, let's see here, Degtukai. That's probably not how you pronounce that, but open her up here. And I thought it said it's supposed to have waterproof matches. These might be. These are not red tip. These are actually purple tip. You can see right there. It'll focus. Maybe it will, maybe it won't. Put those back together. And here's everything that's in the pack, guys. I want to say a fairly big pack, but it's really not. It's more of the individual meal than a 24-hour, obviously. There's only one entree. This is enough to feed one guy for one meal, and that's pretty much all. And depends on the size of the guy. That may not even be the case with that. Okay, so let's start off. I'm going to put her spoon on there first of all. Her little wet naps right there. Her matches up there. We'll start off with opening the hazelnuts first. I like using a razor knife. It's such a lot more clean opening. That's a pretty good amount of hazelnuts, really. It's really not bad. Okay, that out of the way. And let's go ahead and get, let's see what I want to make next here. Put a sugar packet up here. So remember it's there, it kind of blends in with the tablecloth. Go and open up the Ruta chocolate bars. And they look pretty good. I mean, they're not oxidized at all. Kind of stuck together a little bit. There we go. We'll go ahead and put those up there on top of the hazelnuts. Crackers out, or biscuits you might say. And give you 4 pretty good sized biscuits. I'll take a smell of them. It's exactly the same as the Polish ration. The chocolate smells just like a Hershey's Kiss, to be honest with you. And then the hazelnuts, they don't smell like anything. I can tell they're not salted either. It's a little bit funny about this ration. There's no salt and pepper in it. All they have is sugar, which I guess for the coffee. You think you'd want salt and pepper, especially for the main entree. So let's go ahead and get the honey out. And it's 30 grams of honey. And Grove, or Grove, however you say it. And a lot of the guys open this honey and it's all hard as a brick. This looks really good, like you just bought it from the store. Looks really, really fresh. It smells good. I mean, it smells just like honey you buy in the store. Right now, let's put that right there. Hope you don't spill over. That out of there. Let's go ahead and get our drinks mixed up. Okay, so our orange drink here. It says 600 grams of water, milliliters, I'm sorry. 600 milliliters of water. That's quite a bit. Our measuring cup isn't even big enough to do all that. So we're going to go ahead and do half of it. And what we're going to do, we're going to try to basically gauge about half of this pack and just do it like that. So let's get our little glass, which hopefully that'll hold 300. Set that off to the side before I spill that. We'll try to get our package all the way down as far as we can. Cut the corner of it off. Just try to gauge here what's about half of that. I don't have to be precise, but just try to hold back with our other hands. A little bit more. I would say that's about half of it. We're going to set him off to the side very gently so it don't get knocked over and spill. And you can see, it's focusing or not, it's almost like a grapefruit kind of pinkish orange color. And it pretty much smells like orange cough drops. It smells like that orange candy you get in the store, the gummy candy. Let's go ahead and pour this in. And this is 300 ml. Okay, set that off to the side. We'll go and give this a stir and we'll let it set for a little bit. Get your matches out of the way so we don't get those wet. Okay, we'll put that on standby. Okay, so we started the coffee. Here's the packet for the coffee. I was going to use this guy, but I don't have a metal pan that's small enough, and it pretty much has to be metal. I think if I put a coffee cup on here, it's just going to possibly bust the coffee cup and cause a big train wreck. So we don't want to do that. We're using the microwave. I know you don't have that in the field, but it's a little safer, especially indoors, since we don't have a metal pan. Okay, so while the coffee water is heating up, we'll go ahead and get our entree out. We'll try to time it so the coffee and the entree is done about the same time here. I'm going to turn the water back on for a little bit to heat it back up. Try to make it so everything's hot all at once. So here we have the entree. We have this guy here, and we know we tear at the line on the top. This one may not tear off too easy. There we go. One thing I did notice about doing these rations, there's a huge amount of trash when you're done. This one did not come with a trash bag. I guess you could just cram it back in the green bag, the Mylar bag, and use your ration heater bag for trash also. Okay, let's go ahead and do this. Pull that out. Okay, so once you have all this out, we're just going to go ahead and put it around like that, and we're going to cram it back in this bag. Takes a little bit of a process to cram it all in there. I'm kind of thinking possibly not do that and possibly put it on the bottom. We're going to put the water in the bottom of it and shake it around a little bit, but this will keep that in the bottom. Let's see if that works any better. And now we got this out of the bag. This is considerably smaller than the Polish ration. I'm going to go and fold it over. There is a piece of clear tape that comes with the bag. Isn't that nice? So we're going to put that off to the side for right now. We're going to get our water. We just got a bottle of water here, and let's go ahead and get this set up a little bit better so when it takes off, I don't know if that'll hold it up, or maybe even our measuring cup. Maybe we'll just set it on top of the box. We don't want to put it on the tray. We don't know if it'll melt it. And we're basically just going to fill it up to this line. We're going to tilt it back and forth a couple times. We're going to put the piece of tape on it, lean it up against here, and we're just going to see what happens. So I'm going to go get our water out. You know, actually, you're probably supposed to put it back in the box. I'm sure it doesn't make any difference. Let's just go ahead and go for that. So let's go put the water in. A little bit more. We're gonna flip it shut. We're gonna put our piece of tape on it quickly. I can already hear it bubbling and fizzing. We're gonna cram it back in the box, and we're gonna lead against there. Oh, forgot. Back and forth a couple times. And let's just see what happens. It's kind of odd. It's like nothing will happen right at first, and it'll just take off. This one looks pretty bleak. Yeah, and then as soon as I turn the camera off, it starts taking off right away. And you can probably hear it and see it. And actually, it's going to overflow just a little bit. Gonna leave it in the tray. Maybe do a little something like this. How about that? We'll just let her cook. We'll give it a good, I don't know what the time frame is on these. I think everybody says 20 minutes. We'll give it at least 15 and come back and check. Okay guys, so we're back. We're gonna start off. We have the coffee. I'll set them right there for right now so you can see. We're going to go ahead and get our knife out here. We're going to dump the coffee in. Okay, so we're back again. We had a little bit of a camera situation. We have that sorted out. So I lost some footage of me making the coffee. Obviously, you know how to make coffee. We just put the packet of coffee in it along with the packet of sugar. And we microwaved the cup of coffee or the water before we put it all in there, mixed it up. That's where we're at right now. So as far as the main entree goes, which is right here, and we had it in the heater. It's barely warm now. It took me so long to get the camera working again. But we're gonna go ahead and plate this up. We just put a bowl in here. I don't want to get the tray all wrecked. Just got a little bit of residue from the ration heater in it. So let's go ahead and cut this guy open like so. Put it up. It smells like it's like chicken and rice soup, like Lipton chicken noodle soup with rice in it. Exactly what it smells like. So let's go ahead and get this guy out of here. It looks light years better than the cabbage and pork ration from yesterday. That was pretty gross. All right, put that out of the way. Get our spoon here. And we'll just go ahead and break it up a little bit. Wipe that off. We're going to go ahead and stir up our orange drink. It's pretty much all dissolved at this point. I'll take a drink of it. See how it smells first. It still smells just as strong. Usually these ration drinks, when you put them in the water, they dilute, but this one hasn't. It's actually pretty good. Tastes like orange Kool-Aid, basically, except a little better. Somewhere a mix between Kool-Aid and Gatorade. That's actually really good. Okay, so coffee. Yeah, I mean, I don't know. I think it's nasty because I don't like coffee, but it's not as strong as a lot of coffee is. Some coffee is just crazy potent. And we're going to go ahead and try the hazelnuts. I've actually never had hazelnuts by themselves. They're kind of not like a walnut's kind of oily and soft. It's kind of like that. I'll break a piece off of our biscuit or cracker or hardtack. Try a little bit of honey on it. Those are a lot better with honey than with the meat spread. I don't understand why they put caraway seed in crackers though. A lot of people don't like that. I'm not really quite sure. Remember when I was a kid, our neighbors were big farmers and they made sausage, homemade pork sausage. And I love homemade pork sausage, but it had caraway seed in it and it just kind of wrecked the whole thing. Ruined the taste of everything. Let's go ahead and taste our entree here. And it has a lot of really large chunks of chicken. Some dark meat chicken there, a little bit of rice. Not bad at all. It just tastes like Campbell's or Lipton chicken noodle soup. Basically, what it does need is some pepper or a little bit of Tabasco. Oh, there's a hair in it, but it wasn't. It's a piece of the stringy meat. You could actually eat that. I have faith it's not going to kill your stomach. You know, it's real nice and simple. Got some stuff on our hands. Let's go ahead and try our little wet wipes here. So it has a picture of a lemon. Let's see if they actually are lemon scented. Yep. It's kind of like washing your hands with a lemon pledge. Like a Lysol floor cleaner type situation. I guess that could be your toilet paper if things go awry. It actually smells pretty good once you open it up. It's not bad. Doesn't dry your hands out. Okay, let's go and go for the chocolate. And this was the Ruta chocolate. That's how you can say that, I'm not sure. And 2 little bars. Going to break one piece off of one of them. And on the inside it looks pretty good actually. Let's see if we can focus it or not. Not bad. Tastes like it's pretty much the same cocoa content as a Hershey Kiss the way it tastes. Maybe a little bit more. Ever so slightly bitter at the end. Other than that, it's identical. So that's pretty much it, guys. I would say hands down, night and day better than the Polish ration from yesterday. That concludes the review of the Lithuanian menu number 8. So stay tuned. We'll be back very, very, very soon with many, many more meals and hopefully a lot more of the vintage or the MREs from different countries.